Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Tier 8 French premium heavy tank, the Heavy Metal Heroes AMX M4 49. So this tank is completely different. If you're used to playing any of the French tanks, obviously I grinded up to get the AMX 50B, and this is completely different to every single heavy tank in the line really. Obviously the closest one it does compare to is the Tier 7 French heavy tank. Their hulls are pretty much exactly the same, they look pretty much exactly the same, except this is just upgunned and really up armoured. So we're going to take a quick look into the stats. So as we can see, 1500 hit points, 40 kilometers an hour forward, all that kind of stuff. Engine, so you've got 1000 horsepower, as we just stated. It is a very nice amount of horsepower, sorry. However, the power to weight ratio is only 14.29. That is because this tank weighs around 70 tons. So if you can ram tanks in this thing, you're going to come off very well indeed. With a top forward speed, of 40 kilometers an hour, which is also quite nice. You will reach that speed, but it will take you a while to get there. 15 kilometers an hour reverse, which is also quite nice. 20% fire chance, which is quite high, so just be careful. Take a fire extinguisher and stuff like that. Firefighter on your crew. Next, we have the gun, which is the 100mm SA-47 gun. So this gun is pretty much used. Well, it's used in the 5100. It's used on the Batchat, the Tier 9 one that is, and stuff like that. Obviously, this isn't an autoloader. It's a single shotgun. It's not an autoloader, so obviously don't expect an autoloader. That's why it's different to all the others. And the fact this thing has armor. So 10.3 second reload time. With my equipment, it's about 9 seconds, about 9.5 seconds, I'm going to say. Obviously, I have a shocking crew in this tank at the moment. So that obviously once you get a better crew and stuff like that in it, it'll significantly take that reload down. 2.9 seconds aiming time, which again isn't very good. However, it doesn't actually feel that bad. That might be though because I have a gun lane drive and vertical stabilizer on. But obviously I would recommend using them just to get that aiming time down even further. Accuracy is at 0.36, so again it's not accurate, but it's not inaccurate. So I'd say within range about 300 meters within 300 and 400 meters, your gun is still reliable. Once you start going above that, the accuracy can start to let you down a little bit, so just be careful. Elevation 20 degrees, very nice. You can aim up nice and high at tanks if they're above you. Depression 10 degrees, fantastic. You can use this tank's amazing frontal turret armor to your advantage now, and obviously, yeah, great turret armor, great gun depression, just goes well, doesn't it really? Rotation speed on the track is 25 degrees a second. It's not that quick. It's definitely sluggish, this thing. It's nothing like the 5100. Obviously the terrain resistances as well, they are terrible. So that does also let this tank down quite a lot. That's what I mean, it is sluggish. I'd say it's around Tiger 2 level of speed. It is very sluggish, so just be warned of that. It's not quick. Obviously 1.6 on hard, 1.8 on medium, and 2.5 on soft. So turret, we got 28 degrees of traverse. Combine that with the 25 degrees of track traverse, you can swing it around quite quickly. Obviously, as I say in all these reviews, with anything really light tanks and medium tanks circling you, they're going to absolutely tear you apart. 370 meter view range. It's not great, but it's not awful. So honestly, you should be fine with that. If needs be, chuck coated optics on or something like that. The ammo racks, this tank has got quite a few, the biggest ones being in the back of the turret and obviously on the sides there, so you're going to want to cover them at all options. And you have 5 crew members in this tank. So now we're going to get into probably the best part about this tank, and it is the armour. As you can see, have you ever really seen a French tank with red armour on it? No, me neither. So, yeah, this tank does have very, very good frontal armour. I'd say it's probably some of the best frontal armour on any of the tier 8 heavy tanks. So here we have 1 to 20mm on the space that, again, obviously on the PC version, obviously this tank doesn't have it, but this does count as spaced armour. So especially if you are side scraping and people hit that up a bit, it does become really effective. And obviously it's all over the front as well, so heat rounds and stuff like that. If they catch you at a funny angle, it's going to be really hard to penetrate. So again, more armour, can't complain, can you? Then you have 21 to 30mm on the tracks and the underside of the turret. Then you have 31 to 50mm on the top of the tank. So obviously artillery in this thing is quite big. Artillery hits you, you're going to feel it. Just try and keep out of artillery as much as you can. Then we have 51 to 70mm on the front part of the top of the turret, which means that this tank cannot be overmatched at the top of the turret. Unless the guns are like stupidly big. Well, obviously once you start to fire down on it, it does become weaker. But using the gun depression, you're not going to be able to hit it. Same with the cupola. So obviously the cupola is 50mm, between 51 and 70mm as well. The cupola is the main weak spot of this tank, frontally that is anyway. The only way you can say to avoid it is just keep wiggling back and forward, and it will just make your enemies have a much harder time hitting that cupola. Sides of the tank also 5170. I wouldn't side scrape in this tank at all. If you do, if you can see just behind the sandbags, it does come back, like slope back. So if you do angle, if you're like this, nothing's going to pen them side cheeks. But if you start angling, even like that, it makes the side cheeks like pretty much at a 90-degree angle. It does make them the effective armor thickness so much less. So I wouldn't angle this at all if you can. Next we have 91 to 120mm on the side of the turret, parts of the gun mount and the lower plate. As you can see, the lower plate is stupidly well angled, gives it an effective armor of about 235 to 250mm of armor, if not more. Well, if you're facing it, I think it's around 260, 270mm of armor. The lower plate, especially if you're using, obviously if you are about underneath the tank and you can shoot up into it, makes it very, very easy to penetrate. As you can see, the angle on that is very, very hard to penetrate. It's about 250mm of effective armor. So next we have them shoulder plates, like I was talking about, 121 to 160mm. So if you are facing them flat on, good luck trying to penetrate that. Unless you've got a super high pen gun, but obviously once you do start angling, like I said before, it does make them very flat, so just be careful. Next we have 190mm, it is on the upper plate. It is 190. It does give it an effective armor about 245, 250mm of armor. The best thing I can say to do, if you are going to angle this tank, come around a corner and cover that one of the side plates with the corner, and then you have obviously your frontal armor will be hanging out, so you can just get your gun out, and your armor does go up to about 255mm of effective. That is the best way I've found to angle the tank. If you can cover one of them shoulder plates when you come around a building, obviously the other one's going to be an auto ricochet, and it does increase the frontal armor. So then we have 191 to 230mm on that small red patch where the track is on top of the sandbags, on the front of the tank, and we also have that amount on the front of the turret there. Next we have 250mm on the front of the turret. It is 250, but it can be the gun mount is quite good, but just be careful that turret ring. Obviously it is 250 and it is completely flat, so tier 10s and stuff like that aren't really going to have much trouble penetrating it, so that's just something to look out for. So anyway guys, that's enough obviously about the armour and stuff like that. Just to let you know, the armour on this tank is very front heavy. Sides, back of the tank, absolute butter. Don't angle it if you can. But frontal armour wise, and because it is so new, people don't really know where to shoot it. So the armour does hold up really well, at the moment. Also the gun, turret armour, stuff like that, and the gun depression really does help this tank out. It does allow you to be a true ridgeline warrior. So also we'll take a quick look into the equipment and stuff. Medium caliber tank gun rammer, just to get the reload down, gun lane drive for the aiming time, and obviously a vertical stabilizer just to help with accuracy during movement and turret rotation and stuff like that. Then we have armor piercing. Obviously I'm just going to show you the gun quickly as well. 232mm of penetration on your standard rounds, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure it's the highest, or one of, obviously the T-34 is the highest penetration on a tier 8 heavy tank, but 232 penetration is really nice, and you're not going to have problems penetrating anything really at tier 8 or tier 9 with that. Obviously if it does get a little bit much, load APCR, 263 penetration. Again, them premium rounds aren't as good, but you shouldn't really have much trouble penetrating things with 263. Obviously both of them, AP and APCR, 300 damage. High explosive 50 penetration and 400 damage. I don't carry any high explosive in this thing just because I don't think it's worth it, but obviously it's up to you guys if you would like to. And then manual fire extinguisher, small first aid kit and small repair kit, just because that's how I like to have it done. So anyway guys, I think that is enough of the garage review of this tank. We'll look at, sorry, I can't speak today, I'm quite ill. So we'll get back to you when we are in some gameplay, guys. Hello guys, we are in our first game. This game isn't much damage at all really. It's just to show you what the armour is like. I do block a stupid amount of damage in this game. So you can see the mobility of the tank, I know we're climbing up here and stuff like that, about 14 kilometers an hour. It is quite sluggish. You're going to see that from the other replay as well. But I think this tank looks great, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the appearance of this tank, so please comment down below what you think. I'd also like to know if you think Wargaming overpriced these tanks a little bit. The bundle for both of the tanks is about 21,000 gold for 2 tanks, a tier 8 and 1 tier 7, which is absolutely absurd. This tank at the moment by itself is 16,000 gold, and the cheapest it's going to get is about 15,300. So this tank is going to be very expensive, but hopefully this review will help you make the decision if you want to pick one up or not. As you can see there, I did get a nice shot into the MT. We do ricochet 2 shots already off our frontal armour. So as you can see now, I'm trying to put the front of my tank round whilst covering that one shoulder plate, so it just makes the frontal armour of this tank a lot more effective. Looking for some shots, we spot the KV-13 fire, we miss, he misses us as well. As I said, obviously the main weak spots of this tank, get a nice blind shot there. The main weak spot is the cupola, but if you do what I do and just keep moving backwards and forwards, it will be very hard to hit. The lower plate is less armour, but it is at like a greater thickness, so it does make it around the same effective armour. So put another shot into the KV-13 and ricochet 2 more shots in return. Yeah, from what I've played of this tank so far, I am really enjoying it. If you're going to pick one up, guys, I would definitely say wait until it comes out a bit cheaper, just because 15,300 gold at its cheapest is still stupidly expensive for one tier 8 premium tank. But obviously it's up to you guys. If you guys play the game a lot like I do, and you do care so much about this game, I would say yeah, go for it. Unfortunately he did put a shot into us there, going for our sidearm. That was me over angling. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, I play this game a lot, so I think when I do invest in this game, I do think it is worth it. Just because I play it so much, it does consume a lot of my time. So I really don't mind, but obviously I know some people can be really funny about it, but again, I don't really mind, so you know. So we managed to take out that KV-13, guys. This game honestly is very slow and quite boring to watch, so I do apologise for that, we do just stay in the same spot for the whole game. This replay literally just demonstrates what the armour of this tank is like. Sorry there, Mr. Stark, as the RVS one. Didn't mean to do that, buddy. So now we just reposition so we can get some shots on these other tanks over there. Put one into Centurion, one ricochet shot there as well. Always nice. So really you see the reload of the gun now. Ricochet another shot and put one into him. Then the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV does destroy our gun. We don't have a repair kit, so now our gun's not only knocked out, but it's going to be a lot less accurate. So I'm just trying to see if we can get a start on any of the tanks on our left hand side, because it does look like our team is just melting away at this point. Yeah, I promise you guys, the second replay is a lot more entertaining to watch than this one, don't worry. So we ricochet another shot there. There's that Centurion again, we're aiming in. Obviously you can see our damaged gun there, but we do manage to take him out, and we ricochet another shot in return. This is where I start getting hit in the side by the UDES. He is going to be a massive pain in the arse. He just keeps hitting me. Fair play to him though. He was doing what he could do, trying to take me out. So there we see the T10 as well. Looks like he's got the stock gun, so he's honestly, even with premium rounds, he's got no chance of penetrating us. Frontally really. So now that UDES, as you can see, he's backing away. Damage gun, try and get a shot in, we miss. He keeps driving and he disappears out of vision, so we can't get a shot on him anymore. I do try and push up as far as I can, just because I know that he's going to enter the siege mode again. He's just going to keep hitting me on the side. Sounds like there is shots landing to my left hand side on the mound, so I just got to be very, very careful here. Aim for the top of the T10's turret, miss. UDES puts one into our side, damaging our armor rack. The back of our turret maybe, one of the two, and I'm pretty much dead now. Not much I can do really. Damaged ammo rack, damaged gun, very, very low health. As you can see there, someone missed us then. T28 prototype tracks us, another ricochet, and then the Jagdtiger 88 manages to take us out. So honestly guys, I do apologise for that being quite a slow, very boring game, but you are going to be wowed. You saw how many ricochets we got there, and you'll see by the amount of damage blocked at the end of the game that it was actually a very, very nice amount of damage blocked. So there we go guys. Obviously it was a defeat, we did lose by a cap. Made 41,000 silver, 828 XP and 2,000 damage, and we blocked 6,640. So anyway guys, that was our first game of the review, sorry. We will get back to you guys when we have some more gameplay for. Hello guys and welcome back for our second game of the review. The map is Rosane, it's an encounter battle. So obviously guys, something else I forgot to mention, obviously it is a tier 8 premium tank. It doesn't have preferential matchmaking, so it will see up to tier 10s. Honestly in tier 10 games the gun can hold its own due to the good penetration and stuff like that. So it can hold its own in tier 10 games. Obviously it's not very nice, but it can hold its own. Sorry guys, that is going to be quite annoying for you guys to have to listen to. I had my other headphones on, I was listening to some music, so I didn't actually obviously hear these guys, so I didn't mute them, and I do apologise for that. So the Rosane map is actually quite new to World of Tanks console. It was introduced I'm going to say about 1 or 2 patches ago. So we're just going to push up obviously to this big middle castle area and see what we can do from up here. So obviously guys, now you can see the mobility of this tank. It's not very quick, in fact it is quite sluggish. You can see that KV4 is leaving us in his dust at the moment. So as we can see, obviously because it is encounter, it does make it a little bit easier to find the tanks, just because everyone's going to try and go to the flag. You'll be able to see the gun handling and stuff of this gun in a while as well. As you can see there, we snap a shot into the side of the KV-85. So our first penetration of the game. Now I'm just going to push up into a better position where I can get shots down at the enemies. So we spot a T-29. There's like 3 or 4 ricochets then. Managed to put one into him. There's another ricochet. So we're just aiming for the T-29. See the aiming time here now, guys. Another shot in, damaging Zamorak. Another ricochet and another one. Put a shot into the T-34-100. Another ricochet, guys. And another one. So if you guys do like tanks, a very strong frontal armour, and a tank that is going to be an excellent crew trainer for your French tanks, go ahead. I'd say go for it. Another ricochet. As you can see, that T-29 did manage to snipe our cupola from a very far range there. So fair play to him for being able to do that. Another ricochet. In a position like this tank is just so strong. As you can see there, our tank is firing high explosive at us, unable to damage us. Another ricochet as well. Just trying to wiggle my turret about. Just a few more ricochets there as well. Again, we see the Goranich coming up. Are we going to be able to snap a shot and take him out? Perfect. Straight in. Managed to take the Goranich out for our second kill of the game. We're on 7 pens now as well. Aiming for the side of the T-29's turret. And we ricochet. Must have hit his gun mount or something there, guys. But unfortunately we don't manage to penetrate. So this T-32, we can see he's got stuck turret, so I don't really need to aim. This gun's just going to rip him apart. 1 in, 8 penetrations. Reloaded again. Another one in. Looks like he's trying to get a shot at us. Will we reload in time to take him out? I was thinking about taking a shot there on the T-29. He ricochets off us the T-32 and managed to take him out for our 3rd kill of the game. So I'm trying to find a shot of the Leopard. Can't get a shot at the moment, guys. So aiming for the T-29 again. Again, can't get a shot. So we aim for the Freedom. Fire, and we miss, unfortunately. So now I'm getting a bit bored, so I'm just going to push down a little bit. Obviously what I just did there was just sitting back and sniping. This tank does do really well in upfront brawls with the enemy, and that is what I would recommend you do most of the time in this tank. Obviously I was just doing that just to test the feel of it, but as you can see we didn't end up with a bad result from that. 10 penetrations, 3 kills, so not bad at all. So now we're going to push up on this KV4. As you can see, the T-32 is also putting pressure on him. We're just going to flank him from the right hand side. Come round, see him, snapshot to the side, 252 damage. The only problem with this gun is obviously the alpha damage. Compared to the IS-3 and stuff like that, the damage is quite low. Aim for the lower plate. It is upper plate, unfortunately. We're never going to pen that, so we do ricochet. As you can see, he rams us. We take no damage at all, but we do track each other. Or he tracks himself, sorry. Put another shot in, he damages our gun. I do repair though, 1 second to reload, and he gets taken out. So 12 penetrations, guys, 3 kills. Now we're just going to push up, see if we can get some shots on some more tanks. Yeah, so as I said, guys, obviously the price of this thing is very, very expensive. I'm hoping they bring the Patriot out. That is a tank that I'm really, really, really interested in. Obviously, I wouldn't even care if it was the Patriot or not. Just bring out the T-2065, really. Managed to snap a shot there into the VK. But obviously, what I do try to do is as soon as the tanks come out, I try and crack a review out as quick as possible for you guys. So you guys obviously know their weak spots, how to take them out, and then you guys also know if you would like to pick one up for yourself. So, here's the IS-3. Aiming, wait for him to turn to the side, put a shot through his side armour, 295 damage. 4 kills, 14 penetrations. Aiming again. Put another shot in, 330 damage this time, and we managed to track him. Are we going to get another shot? Unfortunately not, but that is the end of the game, guys. GG. 4 kills, 15 penetrations. And as you can see, guys, we made 171,000 credits from that game, 5,612 XP, 4 kills, 4,000 damage, 2,715 damage blocked, 1,266 assisted. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the brand new Tier 8 French heavy tank, the AMX M4 49. Please like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below for which tank you would like to see next. Thanks, it's been Era, and...
Ладно, хоть снял двойки.